Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And speaking of Patreons, I would like to give a thank you and a shout out to a new Patreon that just came on board that goes by the moniker Ankle Spanker. I won't say his real name, just in case he doesn't want me to. So thank you, Ankle Spanker, for becoming a Patreon and supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. And remember, folks, it's just whiskey. Today we are going to be talking about and reviewing the Talisker 18. Talisker 18 comes in at 45.8% ABV. And there is no mention of non-chill filtered or no coloring. It is very likely chill filtered. It is very likely colored added. And but having said that, I'm a big Talisker fan. I really like the 10, and the Talisker 10 is one of those bottles that I constantly replace. I just think it's I really enjoy it. The Talisker 18 is a bit on the pricey side. It goes for anywhere between $150 to $200 depending on where you are. But I can still find this for around $150 in my area. And this is the old packaging, but it's not that old. I bought this about a year or two ago, and on the old packaging and the old bottles, it says the only distillery on the Isle of Skye. Now the new packaging, which is a little bit blingy and glossy and flashy, right? The new packaging says from the oldest distillery on the Isle of Skye. So, because we have Torrevig now on the Isle of Skye. All right. The Talisker 18 is matured in a combination of ex-bourbon and ex-sherry casks. I do not know the percentage of that, but so there is a little bit of sherry in here. And Talisker still use worm tubs, so that's a good thing. All right, on the nose, the fruit is very prominent. That juicy fruit gum, it just comes right at you, right at the forefront, and there's a little bit of smoke in there as well. So fruit, smoke, and that fruit is so that juicy fruit is very prominent. It reminds me a little bit of the Loch Lomond 12 that I recently reviewed. Same kind of thing, that the fruit just really comes strongly off the nose, that juicy fruit gum. Okay, on the nose also a little bit of, believe it or not, a little bit of funk. And a little bit of peat and a little bit of smoke. On the palate, it's very soft and gentle. That juicy fruit gum, those fruits are there, the juicy fruit gum fruits. A little bit of peat again, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of mint. It's got it all. It's got a little bit of everything in there. The finish I would describe as medium with a gentle longness to it that kind of fades into a that dental stuff, that numbing agent that's like cherry flavored, and they put it on your gums before they give you Novocaine to do a filling or pull a tooth or something like that. It's got that slight it fades into a cigarette ash dental cherry lingering effect that's a bit dry. Okay, this has got some on the palate. It's got some sweetness to it. By no means is it overly sweet, but it finishes with a slight dryness to it with that, again, that medicinal cherry ashy kind of a note to it. Also the salt is there too. The salt is on the palate and on the finish. It's definitely mellower than the 10, but I think the 18 offers maybe some more subtle complexities to it. But it's a gentle, soft, very drinkable. I mean, I'm making really good way with this bottle, and I'm really enjoying it. But if you want to compare it to the 10-year-old, you can buy the 10-year-old for as low as $50 in my area. So, for sake of argument, between $50 and $60 for the Talisker 10, whereas this is going to cost you at least $150 to $200. So the old adage, yes, you can buy 3 bottles of Talisker 10 for the price of this 118. Is it worth it? The 18 is very nice. Would I buy and replace the 18? No. So it's I've experienced it. I'm enjoying this experience. But I've said this before in other 18s that I've reviewed, and in my limited experience with older aged bottlings, generally, from my taste, I think they would benefit from a little higher ABV. That's just my opinion. So personally, I will replace, and I continually replace the Talisker 10. So you have to make up that decision for yourself. I think I've said that. So now the score. I really enjoy it, but it is chill filtered. It is coloring added to it. For me, it's 87 to 88. That's how I would score it. And I've said too, the more reviews I'm doing, I'm getting a little more conservative in my scores. So I think that's an honest evaluation of it, in my humble opinion. I hope that was helpful to all of you. And again, quick shout out to Ankle Spanker. Thank you very much for becoming a Patreon. And like this show, subscribe to this show, and remember, it's just whiskey. So hats off to you all, and take care, folks.